Okay, just to give a hakdama of this shiur, which we're referring to right now, which is going to be on the Aleph Bais. As we know, Rabbi Shalom created the world with the Aleph Bais. Before the world was created, so there was no relationship with Kudsha Brichu whatsoever. There was no way to relate to him, simply because he's so higher than anything that's a possibility for us to imagine, so therefore it cannot ever be comprehended. Therefore, Rabbi Shalom did us a huge favor, and he created a source of communication between humankind and the Rabbi Shalom himself. That source of communication, he set up his language. As we know, there are 5 different sounds that come out of the mouth, which are included in the Aleph Bais. Now, the Aleph Bais itself is the form of communication, the original source of all communication between one man and the next, and also between us and the Rabbeinu Shalom through learning Torah, through davening, through Tillim, through all the things that we have to communicate. Everything is coming from the Aleph Bais, and most importantly, the Aleph Bais itself is also each letter, each ice has many, many secrets and seidos in it, which sometimes we get a little glimpse of what's going on inside, and very often we don't. And usually we're just going to use it as a way of communicating, but we're not going to be using it as anything intense. So I want to start off with one short vart before we go into things. As you know, the Torah starts off with a Bais, and there are many midrashim as why should the Torah start with a Bais? It should start with the Aleph, which is the first letter. Answers Chazal that since Bais is bracha and Aleph is arur, so we don't want to start off the Torah with arur. We want to start it off with bracha. It's very simple. Al pi pshat, very good. At the same time, I have a question. We know that Aleph, if you write the letter Aleph, the way it's written, there's a yud on top, a yud on bottom, and above in the middle, which is Gematria 26, which is Shem Havaya. Why wouldn't I want to start with that? So I would like to give another reason why the Torah has to start off with a Bais as opposed to an Aleph, and this will show you the truthfulness of the Torah that we know. Now, just let me emphasize, this vart is not mine. It's brought down in many Sfarim. This is a vart that can only be made up al pi ruach hakodesh, which is obviously a very good raya that I could not have made it up. It goes as follows. When Rabbi Shalom set up the world, he set it up in 3 madregas: Chesed, Din, Rachman, which in Rashi Tevis we call it Cheder. Every room, every instance, everything that fits into a room is called Cheder. Why is that? Because Cheder is the etzem of everything that happens. There's a tzad chesed, there's a tzad din, and there's a rachamim. So very important to know that everything is called cheder. Now, since everything is going in 3s, so the fact that it's going in 3s is telling you that we're going to separate the Aleph Bais in 3s. And we're going to show you that since the Rabbeinu Shalom set it up in a certain way, so it has to be that way. Now, just to say one thing, which is also brought down, how do you see, in what letter of the Aleph Bais do we see the Ein Sofius, the infinity, the absolute truth of the Rabbeinu Shalom? You see it in letter Tes. How do you see it? because if you take the letter tes is equal to 9. And as many times as you will multiply 9, it'll always come back to your origin of 9. For example, if I take 9 times 2, I get 18. How much is 8 plus 1? Again, 9. 9 times 3 is how much? 27. How much is 7 times 2? 7 plus 2 is again 9. And take it one more just to see. 4 times 9 is 36. How much is 6 plus 3? 9. So you see, no matter what you do, you're always going to come back to 9, and you could do it up until the highest number possible. All you have to do is subtract the zeros, and you'll see you will always come back to the letter 9. See from there that the letter 9 is representative of the part of Kudsha Bricha, which is eternal. Also, that is showing you, and note there's a Chazal that says, Chaysameh shel HaKadosh Baruch Hu Emes. What's the gematria of Emes in Mispar Katan? In singles, is Aleph is 1, Mem is 4, Taf is 4, is again 9. So you see the absolute uniqueness of Emes, its truthfulness, and its infiniteness. I don't know if that's the right word. Now, how do we see it from the Aleph Bais? Now, if you take Aleph Bais and you take every 3 letters, so if you're starting from Aleph, and I'm going to show you an illustration. If it can be seen, I'm not sure if you're seeing it backwards or frontwards, but Aleph, Bais, Gimel being the first 3. So 1 plus 2 is 3, plus Gimel is again 3, a total of 6. Go to the next 3, which is Dalet, Hey, Vav, which is 4, plus 5 is 9, plus Vav, which is 6, which is 15, again gets you back to 6. And as you keep on going throughout the whole entire Aleph Bais, you're always going to come back to 6. As just another example, Zayin, Ches, Tes, 7 and 8 is 13, plus 9 is 13 and 9 is 20. 1 second. It'll come out weiter. When you break it down, it'll come to 6. Okay? It'll be 24. So 4 and 2 is 6. What is wrong with 6? 6 is sheker. How so? Because shin is 3, kuf is 1, resh is 2, is sheker, comes out to 6. So if the Torah would start off with Aleph, so it will come out, and if you go in 3s across the whole Aleph Bais, you will come up that every single one will come out to 6. Obviously, the last one will be kuf resh shin, because the tough will be left over. Kuf resh shin, which is Osi is sheker, which is, of course, going to be 6. Now let's see what happens if we started from the letter Bais. Bais is going to be, I'm going to try to show you, I don't know if it's coming out backwards or not, but if you see there's a Bais, Gimel, Dalet, so it's 2 plus 3 plus 4, 2 and 3 is 5, plus 4 is 9. Okay, and then you go to the next one, Hey, Vav, Zayin, Hey is 5, plus Vav is 6, makes it 11, plus Zayin is 18, makes it 8 plus 1 is again 9. And you keep on going through the whole system. Next will be, just as an example, Ches, Tes, Yud. 1 and Yud and Tes is 10 plus 9 is 19, plus 8 makes it 27, 7 and 2 is again 9. So therefore, when the Torah started off with a Bais as opposed to starting off with an Aleph, and you go in 3s through the entire Aleph Bais, you will come up with that every 3 letters will come out to number 9 in the Mispar Katan. Therefore, you see that the truthfulness of the Torah is always going to come back to 9, and 9 is Nitzchi. Only problem is that we're missing the Aleph. If we started with the Bais, what happened to the Aleph? And if we started the other way, we started with the Aleph, and we ended off going 3s, there's 22 letters. 22 is not divisible by 3. It's only divisible by 7. Excuse me, 21 divided by 3 is 7. So you're always left with 1. So you're going to be left over with an Aleph and a Taf. Aleph and a Taf is S, and that's what comes there. The Gemara they tell us S the rabbis. So on that we can darshan already. That I just wanted to start off as I have Dama, the Aleph Bais, why the Torah has to start with a Bais. And just as a side note, you also see that Talmud Bavli also starts off always Daf Beis, and you could say that perhaps it would be the same reason that Beis is showing you Amita Shel Torah. Thank you.